Hey y'all, this is Sergeant Dan with Palmetto Edge, and today I have for you one of my most favorite knives in my collection. This is the Zero Tolerance 0850. Let me start out with some size comparisons here. Here's the Paramilitary 2, and I'll just go for another one that I usually go for, the Benchmade Bug Out. And as you can see, it is a little bit bigger than both of those. Let's see, let me get something small in here. There's your Kaiser Mini Sheepdog. And let me get something bigger in here. Here's the Kaiser Sheepdog XL. Alright, so as you can see, it's smaller than this monster here, okay? But, yeah, I always like... any chance I have to whip this one out, I'll take that opportunity. But let's get some specifications out of the way with this one. Overall length is 8.7 inches with a 3 3/4 inch blade. It is CPM 20 CV steel. It is a... I'll go ahead and get a kind of a review thing out of the way. This is a collaboration design between one of my absolute favorite knife designers, Dmitry Sienkiewicz, and another very famous knife designer who I do like, Todd Rexford. So you can actually see on the blade there it says Sienkiewicz Rexford. So yeah, this is a design collaboration between the two, and you can definitely, if you know either of them and either of their designs, you can definitely see elements of both of them in here. It's a wonderful, wonderful knife. Got blue carbon fiber frame, scales, whatever you want. Although these aren't really scales, it's really pretty much the frame. Blue carbon fiber on both sides. It is a subframe lock. Titanium on it, titanium pocket clip. I don't believe the pivot screws are titanium. I might be wrong about that. And I do believe that the thumb stud is titanium along with this back spacer here. So yeah, one thing to note, if you'll notice, all my screws are anodized blue. These are some aftermarket screws that I got for it. These are anodized blue titanium on those. Let's see, I think I told you it's a subframe lock, 20 CV steel, made in the USA. It's a ZT, so obviously made in the USA, which, as I've said before, is an absolute plus. This is a right hand tip up only carry. Sorry, lefties. So many knife companies leave you guys out, and I feel sorry for you over it. Let's see. I guess that's about it for specifications. It's actually fairly lightweight. I don't know the exact weight on it. Okay, like I've said before, weight isn't that big of a deal with knives to me, so I don't know the exact weight on it, but it is fairly lightweight. When it is open, it is blade heavy. Okay, obviously, because you got carbon fiber back here and a big old chunk of 20 CV steel up here. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, I've already kind of dipped into review part, so let's just dive on in. This is an absolutely, in my opinion, okay, absolutely beautiful, beautiful knife. Your blade up here has two different finishes on it. You've got on your grind here, you've got a satin finish, whereas on this flat here, you've got a stone wash, and then the swedge here goes back to a satin finish. So you've got a really cool effect going on there with that. There's kind of a underlying theme of a revolver with this knife. You know, you got your pivot screws here that look like a cylinder of a revolver. Same thing with your thumb stud. Same thing with your back spacer. Okay, it's cool, and I have a feeling that's kind of some of the Todd Rexford touches to this thing. It can be flicked open. I'm kind of having to do it under my camera here, so yeah. See, I mean, it can be done, and it is not total. I've got one ZT here, the 0462, which by the way is another Dmitry Sinkovich design that is just absolutely fall shut. Okay, this one is not totally fall shut, but you see how easy it opens, and it doesn't take much. Okay, and interesting thing about that is it is on. And I'm not going to be able to show you here. I'm not going to be able to get the camera to pick it up good. This is not on bearings. This is on... Man, I don't want to tell you wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's on bronze washer. Yeah, I can see them. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can. There we go. This is actually on phosphor bronze washers and not on bearings. And just based on the action you get with it, that is amazing. It's a really, really smooth, really sweet deploying knife. I absolutely love this blade shape. Of course, if you've seen any of my other reviews, anything that has this kind of a similar blade shape, I absolutely love. It's kind of a... It's odd, that's for sure. It kind of falls in the category of maybe like a modified sheep's foot, modified Wharncliffe, reverse Tanto sort of deal. But I absolutely love it. Absolutely. This is a knife that when I dress up, which is very rarely, okay, but when I do, this is what goes in my pocket. It's just an absolutely beautiful knife. It feels great in hand. It's so smooth, but it has finger choils and grooves and stuff in the absolutely right places to where it's just it feels absolutely wonderful in hand. The carbon fiber is nice and smooth, so you get, it's such a comfortable grip. I can't express that enough, that this is such a comfortable grip. And then you get a place up here to put your thumb. The pocket clip is just totally out of the way when you're gripping it. The pocket clip has enough of a groove here and enough retention to be just an absolutely wonderful pocket clip. It's not a deep carry, obviously, but when you're carrying something this pretty, you want people to see it and go, hey, what's in your pocket? And you can whip it out and show it to them and say, look at this beautiful thing here. Absolutely love the blue carbon fiber on it. It is a subframe lock, which I think is pretty cool. I like it. It's a fancy frame lock, okay? And lock up on it is great. Blade centering. Blade centering. There we go. Blade centering is absolutely perfect. Absolutely no blade play in any direction. Now, with all of these wonderful things that I have to say about one of, if not my favorite knife in my collection, I do have a war story with it. You see this this scar on my index finger here? And all this hard, come on now, I'm trying to show them my finger, focus, get it together. All of this up here is hard scar tissue. And as a matter of fact, I have lost feeling kind of in this area of my finger, from about the edge of my index fingernail onto about the middle, from the cut down to the cuticle at least. I mean, I can't feel under my fingernail to tell, but this whole area of my finger, I have lost feeling on. And that was caused by this knife. So what was happening is I was using it for a absolutely, totally legitimate reason. Dead serious, I totally was. I was out front, and I got some bushes out there in front of my house, and some of them had just some little, spindly limbs sticking off of them. I mean, we're talking stuff, an eighth the diameter of my pinky finger, okay? Really little stuff. And I just had it out there, and I was just, getting them one at a time and chopping them off. Well, it was, best I can assume, it was user error. And I either, because if you see, there's a little lock up there, and then there's, well, that was it. Best I can tell is I didn't get it locked up good, because I certainly wasn't exerting any kind of strain or anything on it, okay? So best I can tell was I didn't get it locked up good, and on one of my passes, the blade decides to come down and chop into me. And there was blood everywhere. My finger was filleted wide open. My wife's freaking out. My daughter was there when it happened, so she's 3 years old, so she sees all the blood and sees my immediate reaction to it of totally dropping what I was doing, grabbing my hand, running to take care of it. So she's freaking out. I'm in the bathroom. I'm trying to clean out the wound. Like I said, my finger's just filleted wide open. It was deep. Pretty sure I saw bone. I don't know for sure, but it was deep, okay? I'm trying to get it cleaned up, cleaned out, trying to get the bleeding to stop. Blood still gushing everywhere. I really should have gone and got stitches for this. It needed them. But me being the stubborn man that I am, I refused. I finally got the bleeding to stop. I held it together with some butterfly bandages, super glued my finger shut, and this is what I have to show for it. I got this lump of scar tissue here that actually when I press on it is still a little bit painful. I mean, I say painful. I can feel it. I wouldn't call it pain, but I can feel it. Got the scar and have lost feeling on this part of my finger, which when it first happened, I lost feeling in my whole fingertip. And being a police officer and this being my trigger finger, that's not ideal. That's not an ideal situation. But I eventually regained feeling all on the pad of my finger here, all the way on the sides and on the tip. It's just this little area on the top here that I've lost feeling. So long story short, the knife that has caused me the most damage in my life is my absolute favorite in my collection. Now let's talk about price and availability, things like that. This particular one with the blue carbon fiber and everything has been discontinued by Zero Tolerance. So this exact one, unless you can still find someone that has them in stock or find it on the aftermarket, is not available anymore. The price on these were, I think what I wound up paying for it was $230, and that was kind of like the discount closeout price. Before that, I honestly don't know what they were. I don't know how much they were before that, to be honest with you. But about $230 is what I paid for this, and I absolutely love this knife. I'm fine with paying that for it. When you see what you get this big old chunk of CPM 20 CV, these big old slabs of carbon fiber with titanium parts and pieces, and then considering who the artistic side of it being Rexford and Sinkovich collaboration, and them being two just world-renowned knife designers, okay, that's absolutely a fair price in my opinion. I'm glad I have it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't sell it for the world. This is, if it's not my most favorite knife in, come on, I can flick it open. If it's not my most favorite knife in my collection, it is certainly top 2. And I don't know what the other one may be, okay? Now, with that being said about this one not being available, ZT does have a sprint run out right now of the 0850, and it is it's actually pretty sweet. I kind of want one. I really want one, but it's $280. I can't quite really swing that right now, but here it is. It is black carbon fiber, all black hardware, little section of black on the blade. Just all totally blacked out. It's pretty sweet looking. And I think it is actually, yeah, see, it is actually still CPM 20 CV steel. Okay, they're blade style. They call the blade style a sheep's foot. There it is right there. So yes, it's a sprint run, but the only thing that makes it a sprint run is the change in the colors. Okay, it's not like it's a different steel or anything like that. So if you are just totally in love with this one like I was, there is an option available. It is that all blacked out one. So yeah, I mean, you know, I usually try and say, you know, am I happy I bought it? I've already told you, I've already expressed how happy I was that I am that I have this knife, even though it tried to take my finger off one day. How much I love this knife. And I usually try to say, you know, if something were to happen to it where, you know, ZT's warranty service wouldn't take care of it, would I replace it? You know, I would try. I would absolutely try. I would try and get on. First, I would try and see if there's anyone that still has any in stock and buy one brand new. But if I can't, I would get on the aftermarket and get one. I mean, this is easily one of my favorite knives. And it has a special place in my heart for knives, and it has a special place in my collection. Absolutely. Come on, Daniel, you can flick it open. So yeah, you know, I'd like to tell you, if you're a collector, to get you one. And, you know, maybe you can. Maybe if you find one on the aftermarket and you absolutely love it, you can get one. But right now, your only other option for one of these is this sprint run one right now that ZT's offering. I don't know how many they're making. I don't know how long they're making them for. They're available right now for $280. Don't know how long that'll last. So if you're on the fence, trust me, jump on it and get one before they go away and you regret it. All right? Guys, thank y'all for watching. Please like my video, comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out my Instagram. It's @PalmettoEdge. And y'all have a good one.